How are we doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I have another Corsair Grind 1 in Sycraia. The skill add-ons were on your screen, so feel free to pause them to copy if you like what you see here. Now, a big thank you and a big shout out has to go to YouTube Sucks. He gave me a recommended rotation, so I did try it out. It is a really good rotation. I did edit it slightly to get the numbers you see here. I'm going to go through the rotation and then I'll go over why I edited it as the video's playing. Okay, so the rotation is on your screens. Now, make sure you're using C-Mist and Spare No Quarter for positioning and movement, and a little bit of damage as you're doing that as well. So we're going to start out the rotation with Light 'em Up, then you're going to go into Pirate's Life for me, going to go into the Close Quarters High Spirits, then Close Quarters Charged, then Close Quarters Suppressed. Now, the length you want to hold High Spirits or Suppressed highly just depends on how well the mobs are grouped. If they're not so well grouped, hold it a bit longer to give you time for them to position. If they're pretty well grouped, you can cancel them a bit earlier. Then we're going to go into Sun Shield Patrica. Just rotate your camera so you get behind the mobs as you do this skill. Then we're going to use the Flow Earth Render after that for that big damage. They're mostly dead by this point. If they're not, you've got Pirate's Life and Meet into Ocean's Lord to kill off the stragglers. And if for some reason, or maybe you got a double pull, stuff like that, you need a little bit of extra damage, there's some more filler skills that you can see next to that as well. Feel free to rotate those to kill the extras. So now we're in the meat and potatoes, the actual grind video itself. If you actually pay attention, when my loot scrolls at the 15-minute mark, I've actually got 1.5k trash in my inventory when it's ticking from the 15-minute mark to the 14-minute mark. This does suggest you can get 6k on console with this rotation, because obviously double 1.5k is 3k, and that's the 30-minute mark. You double 3k, that's 6k for the full hour. So I think on PC it'd be pretty easy to use this rotation to get 6k an hour in Sycraia. Maybe a little bit, maybe even a little bit more if you've got crazy high frame rates with your potato mode graphics and you've got a good rig. Maybe you can pull upwards of maybe up to 6.2 or 6.5, but I don't know. I don't have a PC, so that's just me speculating. But the reason I edited the rotation given to me by YouTube Sucks, which was a very good base foundation rotation, is because I had some issues with leftover mobs. I think the rotation is probably most suited for main in Sycraia, where it's a bit more linear pulls. But when we're looking at new statue, you've got pulls coming in from multiple different angles. They don't always group up as quickly or as neatly as they would in main. So having that extra AoE assist from the Sun Shield Patrica just makes it a lot more consistent. As well, you do get a lot of mini double pulls, sometimes full double pulls, sometimes half double pulls, where you've got just extra mobs, and using that Patrica with the AoE just does allow you to clear up some extra mobs over the 10 limit by adding a few extra filler skills, which does help speed things along. So that's why that edit was made. But again, big thank you, because without his base rotation, this one I probably wouldn't have come up with, and if I did, it would have taken me a lot longer than a couple of 24 hours to get there. So thank you very much for the suggestion. If there's any other suggestions you guys have that you want to test out, please let me know and I will give it a crack. But I've got a feeling it's going to be pretty hard to top the edited YouTube Sucks rotation that you see on your screens now. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what numbers you start pulling if you start using this rotation. If you can get upwards of that 6k, especially if you're on console and on PC. Let me know if you guys can get more than 6k with this rotation, or if you have other rotations that you use on PC that nets you above 6k. That's all useful information, so please do share. I will be interested in reading those up, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.